Welcome everyone. And there's another day for Hack Jaipur, and we have with us Shubham Ray. He is a certified AI engineer, and he will be teaching you about machine learning and NLP, natural language processing. So next to you, Shubham.
Great. First of all, thank you for having me this opportunity where I can share all my knowledge from very basic to ones who are really interested in this. So here's a quick introduction of myself. Hi everyone, my name is Shubham and I'm a certified AI engineer. I have been in the community for more than 4 years of experience of things and learning things. Uh, I'm a speaker, be at national level, be at international level. I have spoken different universities and delivered different sessions on machine learning, on Azure, on NLP, on Python, and there are various numbers of sessions that I've delivered all through the country and outside of it. So whenever I just deliver my session, I want to make sure that each and every participant, when they attain the session and at the end of a session, they should have at least the happiness in their mind that whatever they invested the time during the session, they should really have an happy face after the session because the time they're investing is the ROI that should be there. So I'll be having the session aims at the NLP and machine learning. So obviously I'll be having, like 30% or 40% of the content that is very basic and need for the session, but remaining 60 or 70% respectively will be on practical because there are thousands of speakers, there are hundreds of speakers who speak about ML, NLP on PPT basis. But I believe that practical essence is the very most essential. And after this session, you would be having a shot where I can say a mini project on NLP within the next 1 hour for sure. So let's just get started. The first question when we just start ask your mind aside, what is actually a machine learning, right? People answers in different way that the tendency of a machine to do or act like a human or to think like a human or to take decision like a human or predictive. But let's just give it a brief definition to what is machine learning. It's actually a computer science algorithm that improves automatically through experience, which takes much of training and is seen as a subset of AI. You know what? Machine learning algorithms build a mathematical model based on sample data known as training data. Or, in your own language, you can say that the training data can be abstracted from a data set in order to make predictions or decisions without being explicitly programmed to do so. And that is fantastic. Very short, very clear. What is machine learning? It's actually a subset of AI, which actually enables a model to take decisions from the very basic, very vast sample data, known as training data, so that the decisions can be made without being explicitly programmed to do so. Now, I always think that machine learning are a subset of AI and how actually they are helping, society. Many students ask me during my revisions, during my, whenever I speak, so can you just let me know how ML or AI is helping the user interaction with technology? The first essence of my words is that you already use it in your mobile. You already use it in your daily lifestyle. How? Now let me explain each of the sections, and I'll be exemplify with the examples. First, and the very basic is that virtual personal assistant. The virtual personal assistants are something which actually helps you to schedule your meeting, schedule your work time, remind you something with regarding to respect of your certain requirement. Predictions while community. When we predict something for the betterment of the future program or planning, or we are trying to, that stopping something from something to happen in a most probable way, we use a machine learning. That video surveillance, obviously there is a interaction, or you can just say that collaboration with image recognition system to take the machine learning model into an upper hand so that the decisions can be made further. Social media services. How many of you don't want followers? But how many of you know about social media services? The question lies here. Social media services actually helps you to understand which is the best time, which is the best duration of a day to post your, posts to gain maximum of attention or maximum of participation or engagement during the post. Now, how do they do that? Based upon the very basic and past data they collect from there. Email spam and malware filtering. There is very important term where we just talk about the email spam and malware filtering. The email spam actually helps you to clear whatever the unwanted mails, unwanted emails, so that your inbox is clean. Now, how do they do that? Again, the data sets that have been provided to them, it's really helping them. Online customer support, right? Suppose you're having some sort of problem. Now you must be having, for an example, you visit a site where the site might be off, or the end consumers or the end staff might not be there at that time, or midnight if you're, I don't know in which region you are in. So they actually established something known as chat system. Now the chat replies you with as if it's a human. Now how do they do that? First, they have the keywords. Second, they have the experience data set. Third, they have the exceptional handler. And if anything they can't understand, they tell you to please contact this number at the working business hours. So this is how actually machine learning applications are really, really super helping our nature and super helping our user experience with respect to our software, right? So guys, first thing very important, you have understood, what is machine learning, applications of machine learning. And again, we will be very moving towards what is Azure. I don't know how many of you have know about Azure or don't know about Azure, but since it's a very introductory level of the workshop, my aim is to provide most of the beneficial things regarding one of the best feature of Azure. So let's just get started with assuming that you don't know about Azure. So Microsoft Azure was again known as a Windows Azure. It's a Microsoft public cloud computing platform. Provides a range of cloud services including compute, analytics, and storage and networking. Users, that mean we or the end consumers, can choose services to develop and scale new applications, run existing applications in the public cloud. Azure actually gives you something, the empowerment in your own hand to just build your application not only, but to scale your applications moreover. Azure helps whatever you need, be it computing, be it analytics, storage, networking, whatever services you need, just go right there. Since it's a machine learning, the session. Now, what is Azure ML? Many students say that there are sometimes Azure helps during the decisions of something. But there is a section other than which provides service from Microsoft Azure, that is Azure Machine Learning Studio. Azure Machine Learning Studio helps to take out the collaborative drag and drop feature to build, test, deploy predictive analysis to your solutions, to your data. Azure Machine Learning Studio publishes models as web services. Again, that is a very great feature, I say, because at the end of the time, when you deliver your model to someone who is not from an IT background, he or she can definitely understand your model, is it working or not, in a web service form, which can be easily be consumed by custom APIs or business intelligence tools such as Excel. Machine Learning Studio is data science, predictive analysis, cloud resources, and data need. To be very straightforward speaking, Microsoft Azure helps you to build your model on machine learning with respect to zero coding or even low coding. The fantastic feature of drag and drop enables you, with respect that you should have at least machine learning knowledge, helps you to build machine learning in just few steps. Even after when you have built successfully, you have an option to deploy it as a web service, which provides a web API key. And then you can just make your own, web apps to power their knowledge through the model which has been deployed by Azure ML Studio, right? So what's actually the benefits of Azure machine learning, or what's the benefits of Azure? Well, to be very speaking, Azure machine learning is the ability to scale on demand. That means no matter where you are, no matter at any region of the world you are in, you have the ability to scale on demand. Flexibility is something which actually helps not only the option to flexible your apps, but flexible on time. Again, when there is a market, there is competition. So cost competitive is really one of the best feature of Microsoft Azure. Customer support, I have really gone through that. It's marvelous. And hybrid capability, again, hybrid capability is very great, because whenever you're provided with, the resources being a software or hardware, they are great at capability of doing things. And again, when you do experiments with Azure Machine Learning Studio, there are insights. It explains you how your data is, if there is a missing value, if there is something wrong, if there is something that needs to be taken care, you get to know through the big data insights. Again, Azure has fantastic reliable data storage, be it Azure Cosmos DB database system, very simple and reliable data storage. Even if you are very first time, you will be very acquainted with the user experience of the Cosmos DB and or Azure. It's very simple, it's very secure, and you'll be enjoying it things throughout the process. And at the end of the day, enjoying a software UI or enjoying a software, this is what matters, This is what matters. And keeping your data secure, again, Azure makes all the things that requires for you. Not you should worry about your data, but your data is very, very much secure. Okay, that was the benefits of Azure. Now we have learned about Azure, what is Microsoft Azure. We have learned about what is Microsoft Azure ML. We have learned about the benefits of Azure. Now we are moving towards the Azure ML Studio of. Now Azure ML Studio provides you predictive modeling. Now when I say predictive modeling is something when you predict something which could or take decisions for the future. Anomaly detection. Like whenever there's an anomaly, obviously your Azure ML Studio feature will let you know about the anomaly functions if there is something going through. The very basic things that I love about Azure is that intuitive graphic interface. Like when I say intuitive, it really means the graphical interface to enable you as a user to relate the software, the functions, the features, the algorithms in a graphical way, so that you can understand all the things in a better understanding. Yeah. Support for R scripts, right? People always learn machine learning in Python. People have support for Python. It's great, but it's a cream on cake if you do have a support on R, right? It's fantastic. It's like no matter if you're on Python background, no matter if you're on R, you have the support of R scripts. Again, there is a function of drag and drop technique for building experiments. No matter where from any part of the world you have the function to drag and drop feature to make sure that you as a user can make your model even at low coding or very basic coding. And I guess that this should be the very important term to talk about, because at the end of the time, technology are meant to be empower every person around the world. Documentation is very important for any computer technology. You can find, documentations of Azure ML or Azure in their websites, docs.microsoft.com, or there are various others, you know, community that provides documentations also. Huge documentations, which actually helps a user to understand situation on a real-time basis. Text analytics support. The text analytics support helps you to make your analysis on the text on the very starting point. And since all these things takes a great computing resources, Azure takes every pi to pi when it comes to computing environment. It has a high performance computing. It has a high thing to make sure that the needs of users are met. The performance should be happy to keep the users, because at the end of the time, the user experience and all over experience, what matters with respect to, again, economic. Again, just to mention, Azure Machine Learning uses pay-as-you-go method. That means you want to pay while you compile. What is NLP? Okay, now we'll be starting with NLP. But till now, if anybody do have any sorts of, doubts, feel free to ask me, because I want to make sure that before starting with NLP, if there is any questions, feel free, because I want to make sure that you have understood whatever I have delivered you. So till now, what we have covered about machine learning, we have covered about applications of machine learning, what is Azure ML, benefits of Azure and benefits of Azure ML, and describing each and every function again. Now we'll be moving towards NLP, and after the NLP session, means after 10 to 15 minutes, we will be moving towards the practical implementations of NLP on Python, on Jupyter Notebook, on real-time basis. In under 30 minutes, we're building our model, that's for sure. So if you do have any sorts of doubts, feel free to ask me right now. Okay, so let's just move ahead with the NLP. So, okay. So what is NLP? It's actually, you must be knowing about natural language processing. Now, natural language processing is a subfield of linguistic, computer science, informative engineering, and artificial intelligence concerned with the interactions between computers and humans in the natural languages. In particular, how to program computers to process and analyze large amount of natural language data. Challenges in the language processing frequently involves speech recognition, language understanding, and language generation. NLP, in short, if I do tell you, is a very, very important thing and helps and adds a butter to the cream to AI. It enables the AI to gather data, or enables machine learning to gather data from processed language, which could be any language or a human, right? To understand or to serve other applications through various functionalities, be it speech recognition system, natural language understanding, and natural language generation, right? Again, if you have any questions, feel free. For the next 30 seconds, I'll be getting ready my environment for the practical on NLP. So if you do have any questions, please let me know in text below. And you have my Twitter ID. Just if you want to follow, just follow me, and I can help you out if it's very much required. So for the next 30 seconds, I'll be just switching off my sharing screen. I'll be getting ready for my environment So for the next 30 seconds, if you have any doubts, feel free to text comment below and I'll be happy to assist you. Okay, so we are on to, the Jupyter Notebook. So we are onto the Jupyter Notebook. So in the Jupyter Notebook, we will be trying to get into the practical implementation of an NLP. So with the very first thing, as a programmer or as a data scientist or as a data science enthusiast or AI enthusiast, you should be very important to understand that renaming your project, it's really important. It's really, really important. So I just, get you into the renaming a project is like, okay, let's be NLP. So what we are going to do today, right? So we are going to analyze a sentence. Analysis of sentence. Fantastic. So in this section, I'm going to analyze the purpose of a sentence to remove the corpus. Corpus is stop words, which actually helps you to understand the meaning of language of NLP in very short. And first thing first, I'm going to start from very basic so that you don't have to take problem. So first thing, what we are going to need, we need to import our libraries, like import libraries. Right. When I say import libraries, like what sort of libraries? First thing, we are going to provide our data in the form of string, right? Let us be this one, and now we are going to import, the string, right? But to import the string, now we are going to import string, right? We have done fantastic way. First step, congratulations. You have imported the string functionality into your system IDE. So now what we are going to do is that the next very big thing is to import NLTK. And what we are going to do, we are going to import the corpus or the stop words. So we are going to now import the NLTK. Now we are going to import stop words too. Now how to do it? Just a second, there's a mistake of spelling. My God. Right. So now how to do that? So the very basic things is start from basic. So just import, just a second, import NLTK dot corpus. The corpus is a function which enables you to take responsibility of a sentence to various functionalities. And from corpus, import stop words. Now, again, some of you might have some doubts. Just a second, here is error. Okay. So we have introduced the NLTK.corpus. Now we would be importing the stop words. Now I have introduced the data of NLTK, but I need to introduce the stop words function from where? From NLTK. So from import NLTK.corpus, import stop words. From import NLTK.corpus, import stop words. Now if I import it on other way, I've imported it. Now let's just see if we can import the stop words. Okay. So it just says that there is no value. So is my system looking correct? Just a second. Let me just see my system environment. Till then, if you do have any sorts of doubt, feel free to question below. So I'll be happy to make sure that everything, whatever we are doing is on your head. And if you do have any sorts of regarding the library functions, feel free to ask me and I'll be happy to assist you and to answer you all your doubts. Till now, let me just check my system configurations if it's okay for, otherwise I'm going to change or refresh the things for a better way, right? Okay, just fixed my library, so there was some error. So let's just see now what we have done. Now we will be using or understand what is stop words or what actually is stop words. Stop words dot words, right? So let's just see what are English for the English. So again, it's a fantastic way to understand, to know what the stop words are. So you can see the function and the benefit of using a Jupyter Notebook into your data science practice, that now you have the right in front of your screen without having the different sort of a screen or terminal. It's right, just you click and it's just below, right? So let's just see that explaining stop words is so much better, that how you can understand what the stop words are. It's I, me, my, myself, we, are, ours, you, your, and you have. And there are a lot of things you can just scroll down and understand what actually are stop words in an English alphabet, right? Since everything needs the data, let me just make it clear so that you can understand from very start again. So import stop words functionality. Now, obviously, everything needs data. Now, in this scenario, since we have introduced the screen, we will be introducing the example or sentence for this. Now, to have this example sentence, what we need to do is that we need to create a sentence, very basic, on which we are going to operate to analyze a sentence, to analyze whatever things we wanted for sure. Right? Let's get started into the sentence. Let's just keep it a simple sentence, S1. So S1 is any sentence that you wanted, like hi, it's Hack Jaipur, and welcome to the station. Glad to meet you can't wait to deliver my knowledge. Awesome. It's a fantastic sentence. It contains punctuations, contains all the things that have been required, right? If anything, let me just add something more. Kudos to you all. Awesome, awesome. So in the sentence, you can see that it's a fantastic sentence to understand the analysis of this particular S1 variable, where we will be putting our operation so that each and everything should be clear, right? So let's just save our sentence and we're perfect to go. Now, whenever we do, we need to first say that in the sentence that I'm going to delete the punctuation. Now, okay, now how to do that, right? So there's a fantastic way that Python enables you to analyze your sentence and to delete the punctuation in few lines. Wanted to know. So let's just get moved. So let's be D for delete. So delete is equal to so character and character, sorry, character for character and sentence. So sentence was S1 if character not in string dot punctuation. Right? Simple one-line function to add for your stuff. That means character and character for first sentence if there isn't any punctuation. So just, see what's the output now, right? So let's just see what's there in delete. So you can see that the sentence, hi, it's Hack Japu and welcome to the station, it's splitted. Every punctuation is removed. Everything, it's been character extracted and splitted to make better analysis. You can just scroll onto this. You can just scroll onto this and understand the experiment again. I think that this video would be again recorded for the reference on YouTube, so you can better understand how things are going. You can pause, you can understand the things for better. And again, trying is a best practice. Please do try on yourself at your home or wherever you are right now, because practice makes you confidence more than anything, right? So you can see that it's actually splitting and extracting every character. And the best part of Jupyter is that it doesn't require for you to go into another terminal or another way, but in the very same screen, you are a fantastic way to implement and understand the functions that you're applying. If the functions are correct, you're on the very great track. But if it's wrong, you know instantly, and you can just make change. So okay, we have deleted the punctuations. Now since we have split everything, we need to make sure that it's joined again, right? So let's just see. Let's join it. Dot join, and who to join? The broken sentence, right? So let's just hit the button and see now our sentence how it looks like. Now you can see that is a great thing, because all our punctuations are now removed. The sentence is as back as normal after extracting each and every character. And let me just add some functionalities, because here is some quotes regarding the punctuation I've done. Now let me just add something to this also. So here I am going to do the so that you can understand what is the function doing. So joining the sentence back proper understandable. Printing joining, print the joint sentence. I've printed the joint sentence. Now you have understood that what's the function of each and everything. Now the next thing is we're going to split the sentence. So split sentence, right? Now how to do that? Simple. Python provides you lots of functionalities in just a short amount of time. So d dot split, right? And after splitting, you can see that the sentence is splitted, not the character. The difference between this function and this function is that it removes the punctuation and extracts every character. But this one, it's actually extracting the sentence or the phrases. Correct? And it's absolutely great. Now let's see that final. I can say that for sure. Yeah, final. So final stop words. So the final process is that, let me just give it some k variable, run it, and then print it. Because at the end of the time, when you have the function stored in the variable, it's really important, and it's really easy to include it in other modules. So now what I'm going to do is a final removal of stop words from the sentence. Right, now you can see the stop words are these words, and this needs to be removed from the sentence. So let's just get started, and this is actually where the important thing comes into the mind, and it's a really important task because this is the function which takes all the things. So for the final, let's just introduce in final, right? So final. So word forwards. K, that means the delete punctuation, delete and split, right? If word dot lower not in, stop words dot words, and which language? Got it. So this is the function. Every word, these ones which are not in stop words of English language, just remove it. Now we have removed it. You can just simply print the final, or if a better practice, it's called the output, and store the final. The reason, because final could, whenever you're doing big problem solve practice, one variable at different position can really make your system or your solution error. So it's my suggestion. It's not a practice, but for my own personal suggestion, that you store your final of any experiment as an output one to make sure that you know, okay, that was output one. I can introduce output one in anything. Again, it will call back to the final loops only, right? You store the final. That means if I can just, okay, just give me a minute. Okay, let's just use container as output one. There's a container stored here, and finally print your output. And let's just see how it goes. And you can see that stop words are removed. Hi, Jaipur, welcome, station, glad, meet, can't, wait, deliver, knowledge, kudos. So you can just really see that the stop words, like here, which are included in the English language, are removed from the sentence from here. Let me just give it some another compile. Now you can see that yep, the kudos is now removed from the knowledge. What is it? It was actually coming together. So I just provided a space to make sure that the output is correct. So this was actually removing the stop words from an English sentence, right? And how do we do that? Using Python on Jupyter. So you can see that we have a fantastic way and fantastic, again, some of you say that's a great way to approach in English words, remove corpus or the stop words. It's a great way to remove the stop words from the sentence. Practice makes a perfect man, you know, and again, sorry, user, to be very specific, perfect user. So practice everything. Every function can be short by researching more and more things. Like I have introduced the string dot punctuation. It's one of the modules to enable you to import the punctuation things in a string together in just a short frame of time. And you have seen a fantastic way from very basic, like I have imported the libraries, imported the string, imported the functionality, imported stop words. I've shown you how to example a sentence, delete the punctuation from the sentence. And yes, I have also shown you the back proper understandable joining the sentence and printing the joining. Splitting the sentence, again, removing stop words from the sentence. Final output is shown, which was actually promised to you and on real time. And you can see that in this short amount of time, if somebody wants to let you know what the things are from very basic, it's really remarkable. Now in the station, for this today's station, you have learned about like what is machine learning, applications of machine learning, what is Azure, benefits of Azure, what is Azure MS Studio, Azure MS Studio benefits, what is NLP on theory, and finally you have made a final minor project on natural language processing, analyzing of a sentence from very basic, powered by Python on Jupyter Notebook again. So yes, this was all today's. So if you do have any sorts of question, feel free to ask me, because I'd be happy to answer any questions from you guys. So let's just see if anything is correct or not. So yes, I'm waiting for all your questions.
If you
Okay,
have any question, do feel free to ask in the comment section, and Shubham will be happy to answer that.
guys, feel free to ask your questions, and I'll be happy because you know what? No matter what the questions are never stupid. What are the stupid are the answers. Always remember, because every expert was once a beginner. So I ask you to please ask me your questions, and I'll be happy to assist you. So this is my Twitter ID. If you want to know more or get in touch with me, you can just go over to my Twitter ID. That is okay. If you want to just follow, it's awesome. And yes,
Okay, so thank you, Shubham, for joining us, and it was quite an insightful session, I would say, and surely the audience have learned from you. If you have any questions with Shubham, do feel free to connect with him, and he'll be happy to answer them. Okay,
right.
so thank you everyone for joining, and once again, thank you, Shubham, and bye bye,
Thank
everyone.
you, Meg, for this awesome community. And yep, kudos to you all, and bye bye.